Stop overseeding your lawn this fall. It will not solve all of your problems. Let me tell you why. A couple of weeks ago, I was actually out spraying some lawns for my service business. Got into a conversation with a new prospect. She started telling me about her lawn. She couldn't really get it to look good. She couldn't get the color. She couldn't get the density she wanted. But her solution was, you know what? This lawn doesn't look good. It's brown. It's full of weeds. I'm just going to throw grass seed at the problem and all will be fine. That's what we all think, right? Well, my friends, that can't be any further from the truth. And that mindset of, oh, I'm just going to throw seed at the problem is a dangerous mindset. What does grass seed help with in a new or existing lawn? If you're just starting out, it's going to help increase overall density and thickness of the turf, whether it's new or existing. Newer and improved cultivars. Now, one of the cool things about introducing new and improved cultivars into your lawn is you're going to get newer, improved cultivars from the growers today that are genetically bred to better withstand a lot of the common stresses that we run into today, such as drought, disease, foot traffic. That's a good reason to incorporate seed into your lawn. Brand new property, new construction, just moved into the house is just built. I don't care what the situation is, we're dealing with bare dirt. You have two options here. You can either seed it or sod it if you choose to go the seed route. Quite frankly, I like going the seed route, arduous compared to sod, but when you go ahead and seed, I really do think you're better off in the long term because the seed is better adapted to that environment as opposed to sod, which is ripped out from a purified nursery and thrown on top of hard dirt, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. I really do recommend seeding in this situation if you can at very heavy rates, especially whatever the manufacturer recommends for a brand new lawn seeding, because that's what you got to do to get boots on the ground with new turf. 100% new construction, you decide to go the seed route, I would 100% do it. Good application rate in this situation would be anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds per 1,000 square feet, more leaning towards that 10 pounds per 1,000. It all varies depending on what brand and manufacturer you decide to go to for the seed. Existing lawn, but it is really, really thin and patchy. The soil's compacted, all of that stuff. This is definitely a situation where I do recommend you do an overseeding. Now, the thing about this is you have the opportunity to be a little more conservative depending on your situation. About 50 to 70% turf in there with some bare pockets in between. You could probably get away with 5 or 7 pounds per 1,000. Again, it all depends on the manufacturer. Make sure you read the instructions on the manufacturer that you decide to go for with the grass seed. This is a situation where I would definitely recommend not only getting new cultivars in there, but just helping increase overall density so that you don't have any air pockets for weeds to come in. So this is a situation where I would definitely recommend you go ahead and go on with a spring or fall overseeding, even a mechanical aeration with that as well, with some liquid aeration sprayed on top of that. The results will thank you. 70 to 90% thick, meaning the lawn looks really thick from afar, but when you get up close, you can definitely tell there are still some remaining air pockets in there. This is a situation where I would kind of leave it up to you and just use your judgment on whether or not you believe seeding is going to be a priority this year. If you do decide to go the overseeding route, this is kind of a good way to add the icing on the cake, if you will, and just get the lawn from 90% to 100% so that you have full-on, thick, dense turf with little to no air pockets whatsoever. Carpet. This lawn is 100% thick, 100% green. It has sufficient amounts of nutrients in it, and because of that, it is thick, green, and beautiful. In this situation, if you want to overseed, you can, but I really advise you don't if you feel like skipping it. Since the lawn is sufficiently thick, it looks good, I would double down and focus on other things, right? Like fertilization, weed control. You want to focus on this stuff when the grass seed is growing in if you have to go the overseeding route. But if you have a thick existing lawn, you want to focus on these things by tenfold. You want to focus on your fertilization, your fall weed control. That's another thing you double down more on when you don't overseed. You get to use faster acting herbicides that would normally be damaging to your seeds. So if you have a sufficiently thick lawn, take advantage of that. And another thing you could focus on is preventing winter annual weeds like Poa annua from coming up the following spring. You could get down dithiopyr, dimension, which is a late season pre-emergent, which will actually prevent those weeds from coming to surface the following spring. Grass seed is one component of improving your lawn, and it's not going to fix everything, right? It needs to be done in conjunction with good cultural practices, right? Such as good mowing, a well-balanced fertilizer program, and good watering practices. Otherwise, you're not really going to get anywhere. I recommend you check out these two videos right here, as they will shed a little bit more light on what to look for in your seed and how to better improve your cultural practices so your lawn will be on autopilot by the time it is fully established. Oh, and if you click this button right here, something magical is going to happen, and you're going to be seeing more of me as I teach you how to have the deepest, darkest, greenest, thickest lawn on the block.